Number 5, an alien crop circle, like the one pictured there, was found to have an area of 875 feet. So all of the grass that's inside the outer ring here, right? If you added up all of that area, it'd be 875 feet squared. Sorry about that. That should be squared. Find the crop circle's diameter. So basically, if you had to draw a line from here that went right through the center, I missed it a little bit, but you can imagine that would be the diameter. So how do we do that, right? We have feet squared, and we need something that's measured in feet. Well, let's think about what we do know, right? So we know that we're given an area, and the area formula for a circle is area equals pi times r squared. So the problem is we need to find the diameter, which we usually represent with the letter D, and I don't see a D in here. But if you think about a diameter, it's the same thing as a radius, right? So this is the center. That right there is a radius from there to there, and that right there is a radius from there to there. So 2 radii is the same thing as a diameter. So if I can figure out what a radius is, I can double it, and then I'll get the diameter. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. So let's plug in what we do know. So 875 feet is the area. So I'm going to plug in 875 for A. So I get 875 equals pi times r squared. Now I got to get r by itself, so I got to figure out a way to get rid of this square, and I got to figure out a way to get rid of this pi. But order of operations, I'm going to have to get rid of the multiplication first. So what I'm going to do is divide both sides by pi. And I can do that right on my calculator. This would cancel those ones out. On my calculator, I could do 875 divided by pi. If you have the button pi, you can use it. I'm just going to use 3.14 to approximate it. And I get 278.6624, yada, yada, yada. So I'm just going to say, I actually forgot what it was, but 278.66. So 278.66, and there's a few more decimals after that, which we're going to keep, is equal to r squared. So now I got to get r by itself. So like r squared is r times r. So I got to think what times itself would create 278.66 on and on and on. So that's actually a square root button. So if I did my square root button, or you could just guess and check until you multiply two numbers, the same number together to get something like that. But if I just do my square root of 278.6624, cut it off there. That's probably enough decimals. I will get an answer of 16.69, right? So I get about, right, if I square root that side and square root that side, I get about 16.6 dot 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 equals r, right? Because when I took the square root, I got rid of the squared sign. Now the question didn't ask me what r was, it asked me what the diameter was, but again, 2 radii will make up a diameter. So I can just take that answer that I have and multiply it by 2, and I get 33, about 33.4 would be your final answer, and that would be 33.4, and that would be in terms of feet. Because when we had feet squared and we took the square root of it, it went from feet squared just to feet. So there's your final answer.